What's going on YouTube? It's Kevin. I hope you guys are having a great day. I am having a great day. Please make sure you start this video off by clicking that thumbs up button, which is the like button right beneath this video on your computer or on your phone. If you're watching the Scorpion Show for the first time, I hope that you click that subscribe button. And if you've been watching the Scorpion Show lately and you have not clicked the subscribe button, click that subscribe button right now. Last night was the season premiere of Pose, which is now in its second season, and I've just been so excited for the return of the show. I remember last year when the show premiered, I was just so excited and I was so happy for the show when people were saying like, oh, not enough people are watching Pose, Pose is going to get canceled. Then last summer we found out there was going to be a second season, and I am so glad there is a second season because these stories need to be told, and not just in 8 episodes. This story is an ongoing story, and the story of Pose is telling the lives of many people who lived in the late 80s, early 90s, who are no longer with us. These are their stories, and we get to see it. And I am just so happy, and so many people have been watching this show, and people have been excited just as much as me, because when I post Pose on my Instagram, there is so much interaction in the comments, and I'm just so glad. And many people have been asking me, are you going to review Pose? You need to do it, such and such, such. I said, okay, I am going to do Pose. Now, what has been taking me so long to do it is because there is a person that's in my life who was out in the ballroom scene in the early 90s, and I wanted him to come on to discuss the ballroom scene for those, you know, who may be a little bit even more interested, even if you watch Paris is Burning or Pose and you want to know more of what's going on. So he's going to be on a future episode, and I'm looking forward into doing that because, you know, he has taught me so much. But I'm just excited for that. And I've been saying excited so many times. So let's get into the review of Pose, Season 2, Episode 1, Acting Up. So the show starts off with Blanca, and I got my notes. I had to take, first of all, wait. I had to take a lot of notes. And, you know, I watched this episode 3 times, so I hope I don't miss anything. But what I found watching this episode in particular, it was so educational. And it was educational to the point where, you know, they were saying some lines and stuff, and I had to go Google what went on, and I was just shocked. And you know, it was very educational. It had its humor, and it had its moments where you're crying. And I mean, they didn't waste no time working on your tear ducts. I mean, right in the beginning of the show, I'm just like, damn, you know. So all right, let's start off with Blanca and Pretel. They're on this boat, you know, and I'm like, well, where the hell are they going? And you know, they're on this island, and they talk to the lady, and this is where we find out that Pretel's boyfriend, who he met, well, he wasn't his boyfriend, but you know, they were dating at the time. At the end of the last season, we found out that he passed away, and we found out, I mean, his death, he died alone. You know, he was found 3 weeks after his death. He didn't have any family. You know, he was buried on this island. And I mean, I learned about Hart's Island just through the dialogue of them speaking. And I was just like, I've never heard of this. I never knew anything about this. And I just love when a TV show just slides that in there, and they just keep it real about what was going on. And we seen that Pretel and Blanca, you know, they had his name written on the rock with all the other people who've, you know, whose family members or friends may have, you know, left their memory on the island. I mean, that, like, I was just like holding it together, just watching it. I mean, it was just the beginning. I mean, I'm like, we are only 5 minutes in, and you know, they had to hit you like, I mean, but this is how it was back then. So they hit us real hard with Keenan's death. And then, I mean, you talk about one punch, then we go into the second punch with Blanca going to the nurse's office, and, you know, she wanted to find out more about, you know, her results from her test and things like that. And she's like, bitch, can you speak to me in layman's terms? I need to know what the hell you're talking about. And Nurse Judy straight up told her, bitch, your T cells are low, you're under 200, you no longer have HIV, you have AIDS. And I mean, I was just like, wow, y'all really going to hit us? First you hit us with one punch, then y'all hit us with the second punch, and now I'm just like, well, damn, how long is Blanca going to live? Because we're talking about 1990. This is the start of the new season. We are in 1990, and I don't remember a whole bunch of stuff, but I knew from back in the day, like if you had HIV, you were going to die. And I still remember a family member passing from HIV who I only met one time, or I remember in my lifetime meeting once. And you know, I'll tell y'all, I told y'all about it before, but I don't want to bring this down because it's very sad. But yes, so let's move on, because damn, I'm already starting to think about it. Okay, so, you know, I was just like, well, damn, you know, so Blanca is just like, I'm, you know, finding out, she don't really know if she has 6 months to live, but, you know, they had the dialogue about the AZT, and the first time I ever heard about AZT, I was watching Dallas Buyers Club, but I remember on the last season where Praytel was just saying, like, AZT is not really good to take because it breaks your body down. He's seen too many people die who were taking it. And I mean, it was just like, they were just like putting everything out there, and Nurse Judy was telling the story of how the rich white people who passed from HIV or AIDS, they were just, you know, they were giving the medicines away to the other people, and that's how, you know, Blanca will be able to take the medicine. And she's telling her, look, bitch, you need to take it. Either you're going to live or you're going to die. And, you know, from that point on, Blanca was just like, we got to dream big, and she really wants to help her house children. Like, Blanca is really a great house mother to her children. And, you know, I'm just glad to see that, you know, on this show, like, she really cares about her children. So they have this this ballroom scene with Madonna's Vogue, and, you know, Blanca was just like, you know, this is going to make the ballroom scene so much bigger than what it is. Madonna's putting us in the forefront. We have a spotlight on us. Yada, yada, yada. Now, I remember the song Vogue because I was only like 5 years old. I remember the video. I remember it always coming on MTV. First of all, I remember MTV, period. Just, my sister would just have us watch MTV. We really didn't watch BET. I mean, we watched BET, but when my sister was watching us, it was always on MTV. So I know a lot of those songs back in the day. You know, black and white. It was a mixture. So, anyway, but I remember that video in particular because it was black and white. You had men dancing. I remember Madonna and the black lace top. I remember all. I'm like, wait a minute, you can wear this on TV? And I remember like trying to look at her little nipple and stuff. I remember all of that crazy stuff from back in the day, but I did not know the impact of what Vogue did for the ballroom scene in the 90s. That's something I didn't. I was young. I was a baby. I didn't know. But, you know, Madonna has always been that bitch. Let's just put it out there. She's always been that bitch. She's always evolved with the times. And they included all of that into the show, which was great. You know, I just loved it. So we see Blanca confronting Angel on the pier. You know, Angel thinking that, oh, hey, baby, and bitches. Blanca, she's like, no, bitch, I told you stay out off these piers. You know what, get the fuck in this car. They get in the car. She's like, look, I want you to go to this little modeling thing. And Angel's just like, no, I can't do that. And, you know, I just love that Blanca is a forceful mother, and she is really trying to push her children out there and to go beyond the ballroom scene, because there are bigger you have to just dream bigger than just being acknowledged by your peers. You have to be acknowledged by the world. That's something that I really love about this Blanca character. So so while that's going on, Praytel and Nurse Judy, they go to a funeral, they read Lulu and Candy. Can I say that I want to see more of Candy and Lulu's story? We don't really know their story much. We don't know anything about their backstory at all. And I would love to know more, and why they are the way they are, and why did Electric decide to take them in. I need to know more of their story, and I just don't want to see them as the bad girls. I just want to know more, and I hope I don't know how many episodes, but I do hope that we get a flashback of how they met, their story. It needs to be out there because it is not out there. Okay, all right, gotta get off my soapbox about that. So, you know, after the little funeral, Nurse Judy is just like, bitch, you going with me? And they're like, oh, I didn't eat, girl, all this and that. Oh, you're not taking me with these white people. She takes him to an act up rally, and I mean, they were going off, and they were talking about how they're going to do this die-in, and you know, he was all for it. He was here for it. He even joined in with the chants, and you know, it was just a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing to watch. So Angel goes to the modeling gig, and when I see Angel on this show, she reminds me of Octavia, who was on Paris is Burning, and she, oh my God, Octavia had went on like a casting call, and she was just talking like how she has big dreams and how she wants to be known worldwide and things like that. And like Angel is just, it's just like Angel is like living her story on this show a little bit, and I'm just getting my life from it. I mean, she's just so beautiful. So Angel makes it to the semifinals already, and she's just like, you know, the lady there was just like, you're gonna have to get some better pictures. And she's like, how I'm gonna do it? She's like, oh, I know someone, give them my name, you know, he'll give you the discount. So, okay, so wait, let me go on. Yeah. So Blanca's having dinner with the children and everything, and she's telling them about the die-in protest that they're going to do. I would have thought that Pray Tell would tell them, but I guess, you know, Blanca's the house mother, so she told them that's what they're going to do. Electra's like, bitch, count me out. I'm not doing it. I'm not here for this. You know, she's just not with it. And Blanca's like, well, I need you to, like, you need to be there. Y'all don't have no problem walking balls as a family, but the church is going to be the ballroom scene this Sunday. So, I got my life from there. So, Blanca's about to go to this, go to the die-in protest, but Blanca has to quit her job, and her boss is like, bitch, you should be kissing my feet. You're not going to be working nowhere. Ladies like ladies to do their nails. I mean, she was reading her. And Blanca's like, bitch, I'm going to open up the store. It's going to be called Vogue Nails after the new song Vogue. I'm just like, damn, I didn't know, like, it was that much, Vogue had that much of an impact on the ballroom girls. I just never knew. So she quits the job. They go to the die-in. You know, they do their thing in the church. They get arrested. Yada, yada, yada. So, Angel, after that, we see Angel go to the modeling to take the photos. He notices her from the piers, and she's like, look, bitch, I know this ain't free, blah, 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 what we going to do. He's like, oh, you're going to just do these, you're going to take these photos for me, and I'll do it, you know. He basically like, I'm going to put you in my portfolio, and then I'll go give you your photos. So, I mean, she took stunning photos. I mean, I'm just sitting there, like, watching this, and it's like, you would have never thought she was a trans woman. She is just absolutely beautiful. And I'm just like, bitch, you better eat this shit up. And then she was shamed and taking her clothes off, had to take a new topless photo, and then he took pictures of her private areas. I mean, it was just sad, it was disgusting, it was degrading, and I was just mad watching it. And, you know, but we see what happens later. So after that, they had the ball, and Candy and Lulu got chopped. And then Elektra comes out. She's in this Marie Antoinette inspired outfit. And, you know, she just really fit the part of why Pray Tell read the fuck out of her. And I wasn't expecting him to do that. I understood why he did that. And, you know, it just reminded me of when Blanca from season 1, when she was trying to get trans women into the gay bars, and they were not allowed. And you know, Elektra was just like, you know, I'm not a part of that. I'm a part of the bar room. This is what I do. That's y'all fight for y'all young girls. For these old girls, we love the ballroom, and that's all we know. And still, like her being one of the top people in the ballroom scene, and she's not fighting with the younger children, you know, because it's like she looks down on everybody. She looks down on all of that. If it ain't about a trophy, then Elektra just does not care, basically. And Pray Tell wrecked her, and like, you took all of this time to do this, but you can't march with the people in your community. And I mean, he just is like, oh, you already know that you won grand prize. And he took her trophy and smashed her trophy. Then she curses him out. And then he's like, you know what, Jack? Hey, Jack Mizrahi, come on up here and, you know, do the rest of this ball. And he told her to wake the fuck up and then go to the commercial. And then we come back and it's saying back to life, back to reality. Oh my God. So then Angel wins her contest. Angel breaks down. She tells Lil Poppy and Blanca what happened to her at the photo shoot. And bitch, they whipped his ass. They took the photos. Angel takes the photos to the woman, and the woman just loved the photos. So then we get to the scene. Blanca, you know, Blanca's scrubbing on the floor like she's Cinderella and shit. She ain't got shit to do because she don't have a job, but she need to get her ass back on out there and get a job. You done told all your children all of this shit and the dream big and everything, and then you just stay home. No, bitch, you gonna have to soak it up, get out there and go get a job because you have this house and apartment and you got to pay these bills because nobody's paying the bills around here except you and Elektra. Well, now Elektra wasn't paying no bills at this time because they get to the scene where they have dinner. Elektra comes late again, and I mean, she always reads this whole situation. But I mean, Elektra, I mean, this scene was so dramatic, and you know, it was Elektra just going off about why she was treated the way she was treated. Pray Tell gets her back, and then it just ends with Elektra flipping the goddamn table over, just reading everything. Fuck all the dinner up. And then she says, you don't have to tell me anything. I quit. And then we see her go over to Candy and Lulu's house. And she's like, bitch, I'm in your house. Thank you. Thank me later or some shit. And she walks in. And that is the end of Pose. Now, there was a scene where they were talking about Vogue and how this was going to put them on the forefront, and Pray Tell was just really negative, and he was just saying like, no, they're not going to do this. You know, we thought disco was going to do that, and when you think about it, like, disco was very big, and you did have some gay artists come through, but they're still not celebrated today as much, but you hear about them. Like, I remember the story. What is his name? What is his name? I'm so mad. I can't remember his name. But I remember him having an unsung episode. Sylvester, I believe. Him having an unsung episode. And, you know, his name was coming. Like, I remember that stuff. But they're not really still not really celebrated as much today, if outside of the, you know, the gay ballroom. But he was saying how they took the discos and they blew it up on a baseball field, and I was trying to find out what he was talking about, because this is a story I never heard about, and this happened in Chicago at Comiskey Park, where they had, I guess this radio station was like, we're going to blow up these goddamn disco. They collected disco records from everybody, and I mean, they just blew up disco records everywhere. People was on the field. They had they arrested a lot of people, but I mean, they were just celebrating, trying to celebrate the end of disco, and a lot of people at that time felt like it was a dig at black people, Latin people, gay people, and you know, it was just a really, really bad time. And I've just never heard about this story, and this was an actual sanctioned event by the MLB, Major League Baseball, and this happened back, it was in, I believe, July 1979. So it's going on 40 years. And it's something that I just learned today, looking it up, and it's just horrible. But you know, it's like You don't want to see people like Pray Tell say, oh no, this is not going to happen, this is not going to happen. But when you're so used to being told no, and you're so used to putting down, you can't see past, you can't see the future, the better that's coming. And Blanca is, I love her character because she's like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. She's trying to prepare her children for the world and for acceptance. And Pray Tell, like, even though he's a Debbie Downer, he's seen too much, and he's been out longer than any of them. So, but it's just good to see the balance between those two characters. It was this episode. Kudos to the writers. Just kudos to the show. Thank you for bringing HIV/AIDS to the forefront. You know, a lot of people don't like discussing it. A lot of people don't like supporting things that's HIV/AIDS related. But I do hope that more people join in and fight. Like I do the AIDS walk every year. I would like to see more people come do the AIDS walk with me. A lot of people watch our show. I would like for you guys to come in, especially if you live in the Philadelphia area. Come on out on a Sunday. It's always the third Sunday in October. So if you want to come out, I would love for you to come and support the cause, or just walk in memory of someone. We all know someone who has passed from HIV or AIDS, so it would be great to just walk in their memory, or to just do the walk. This show is just everything, and I'm loving it, and I'm loving that it's a trans cast with trans women, and they're at the forefront of this show. It is amazing to see, and I hope that we see it in more television shows. Like, this is kind of like the stepping stone. This is kind of like what Blanca sees. Like, we're gonna be more visual. We're gonna be casted in more shows. We're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. And guess what? It's 2019. Well, it started like in 2018. But we have seen trans women on different shows and trans men, but never in a spotlight like this. So it's just amazing to see. And I'm so glad that so many people are on board with this show. And you know, I'm just anticipating on what we are going to see more of in future episodes. Pose comes on every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. on FX. And if you have not watched the first season of Pose and you want to watch, please head on over to Netflix and watch it. But again, I tell you guys, watch Paris is Burning first. Paris is Burning is on Netflix as well. So watch Paris is Burning and then watch Pose. So yes, Pose is just that motherfucking show. It's going to take over my summer on Tuesday night. So don't call me, don't ask me to go nowhere, because I will be watching Pose. And then look forward to my reviews on every Wednesday for Pose. So I will see you guys next week. No, I'm going to be back this week. But I'll see you guys next week with the review of Pose. If there are any other shows that you want me to watch and you know you think it should be reviewed, please let me know. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.